Anxiety and fear will kill your game with women. I'm Paul, apexmindset.net. To book a consult, make sure that you're subscribed, hit that notification bell for when I go live, like the video, share the video. If you're interested in a custom rifle, go onto my website and order one. There's a link in the products description. Now let's get into the topic, which is anxieties and fears. We can talk about that in terms of dating and relationships. Here's the thing of what happens with anxiety and fears and what it causes. I mean, there's a lot of things that it causes, but I want to talk about this one phenomenon where when you have an anxiety or fear, it's because your brain is signaling a danger, that there's a threat or a danger to you in some way, shape, or form with this woman that you're dealing with. And this could be in the relationship, or this could be even just when you're spinning plates or dating. Okay. And so you get an anxiety or you have anxieties or fears. And what happens is you want to calm that anxiety and calm those fears. But your brain is telling you danger. So what you're going to end up doing, what your brain is going to push you towards, is seeking out information to confirm the anxiety that you have. Now you think you're going to search for information and search for truth. You think you're going to look into something in an unbiased manner to confirm or deny your anxiety, and you hope that you're going to deny the anxiety that you have, that you're going to prove that the anxiety is unfounded and that this girl you're dating is fine to move forward with, or that your girlfriend isn't cheating on you, or that your retroactive jealousy and thoughts about our past relationships aren't confirmed or true. You want that to be the case, right? You want that to be the case, but your brain is designed to find the danger, okay? Your operating system is designed to protect you. You don't protect yourself by denying or having cognitive dissonance towards danger. You protect yourself by finding the danger, all right? So if this is when there's a potential threat or danger, people want to look more and confirm that threat or danger. That's what they're doing. That's what your brain is doing and causing you to do. The story behind the Apex rifle is my friend from Next Level Customs approached me and said, "Hey, Paul, I want to make a rifle and I want you to sponsor it on your channel, and I want the rifle to be everything that you would want in a battle rifle AR-15 platform. It's the Apex rifle." Well, that is what we have here, and you can order it on my website. Link will be in the description. You think, well, I want to calm my anxiety. I mean, that's not what your conscious thought is, but you're wanting to calm your anxiety. So you think, well, I'm going to look into more information. I'm going to watch a bunch of YouTube videos, read this book, look through her phone, look through behaviors, ask her a bunch of poignant questions about her past or whatever it may be to find the truth. But what you're really doing, though, is you're looking to confirm your anxiety so that you can say, oh, there's the danger. Now I have to make sure I avoid or fight against or get away from that danger. All right. That's what your brain's actually doing. So my point is that coming from a place of anxiety and fear, you're actually biased, completely biased towards anything she does, says, or has done in the past. Any evidence that you think is evidence that you find, you're biased in the sense that you're going to use that to try to confirm your own anxieties or fears, because your brain wants to find the danger, okay? Even though you want there to be no danger, and that's your desire, your brain is not designed to try to see things in light of no danger. Okay. This is the reason why when we drive past an accident, people are attracted to it and they want to look and they want to see more what happened. We're attracted to bad news. This is why the media is so toxic towards us, because they get viewership, they get subscribers by putting out things that signal danger. And so let me show you how this shows up and how it can be detrimental. Let's say you're seeing your girl and some retroactive jealousy pops up, concerns about guys she's used to bang, concerned about an ex. You start seeking out information from her about those scenarios and using everything she says to confirm this idea that she liked or wanted somebody in the past more than you. All right. You start looking for that confirmation. Maybe you sneak into her social media, or you sneak into some of her stuff, or you see some of her exchanges that she's had in the past with a previous lay, and you try to confirm in your head that she must have had it for that guy more than you by seeing it in a bias against yourself, because the anxiety or fear is that she wanted somebody in her past more than you and that you are not her sexual best. The anxiety or fear is that you're not her best and that therefore she is basically cucking you. And so that anxiety or fear causes you to look at information, how she talks about something, how she brings something up, whatever, in light of the bias of supporting your anxiety. You see how that could be problematic? Let's do another situation, current behavior. If you're worried about her doing ratchet stuff and, cheating or mate switching or whatever, then you're going to start being hypersensitive about her behavior. She goes to grab a drink with her girlfriend and you think she must be out there signaling to men because she made herself look nice to go out. Right? When that has nothing to do with it. A lot of times women make themselves look nice because they're competing with the other women, not necessarily for male attention, but just for more value in the marketplace. Even though she's not overtly trying to find another dude, and maybe if a dude hit on her, she would shut that guy down. Maybe she would maintain good boundaries, right? Maybe she is doing some things that aren't exactly right, but maybe she's doing a whole bunch of things that are right. You'll ignore the things that are right to hammer on and explode and blow out of proportion the things that you maybe don't like, that you would want to change or make a little bit different. All right. That's because you're looking for problems. If you go looking for problems, you're going to find problems, even where problems don't exist, when you're in an anxious, fearful state. Another example is guys in the dating market. I see it all the time, asking for advice or sharing their infields or sharing their stories about dating women. And it's all next, right? It's all the best dating advice on the internet. Just next her, bro, right? Just next. All right, because these are a bunch of guys who don't have skills with women, and so of course they think they're so badass, next in all these women, and the reality is they're not doing so well themselves. A lot of these guys. Now, of course, nexting is the answer a lot of times, but when you're coming from a place of anxiety and fears, you start seeing and blowing up behaviors that she has that maybe are imperfect. Oh my gosh, she slept with more than 10 people in her past. Well, she's clearly a garden tool. She belongs to the streets. She can never make it in a relationship. Oh my gosh, she didn't call you back right away or text you right away back. Oh, well, she must be inconsiderate of your time and she's probably talking to 3 other dudes. Oh boy, she showed up 10 minutes late for the date or whatever, 15, she's running a little bit behind. She doesn't have genuine burning desire for you. You see where this all goes, right? When you have anxiety and fears, you are looking for confirmation bias for your anxiety or fears. You will interpret all of her behaviors as supporting of your fears and anxiety. You'll be looking for a reason to have a problem rather than being objective. All right. So you won't be able to evaluate the women in your life in a way that's productive at all. You think that you're protecting yourself from danger, but what you're really doing is preventing yourself from having a good time with women and having good relationships with women. All right. Now, I don't suggest you ignore danger signals or that if something is objectively wrong, I don't suggest you bury your head in the sand. Because that's the other thing that guys do in response to fears and anxiety is they try to pretend like it doesn't exist. All right. So they do one of two things. They look to confirm the danger and they focus on it and spit out of control. Or they tell themselves, nope, I'm not even going to look at this idea. I won't even look at the possibility that I'm not her sexual best. I'm not even going to look at some of the red flags. I'm not even going to look at some of her behavior and what those things mean. And I'm not even going to look at the idea that she's going to get dolled up and go out for a girls' weekend and not call you and end up in a strange place in a strange time with her friends who are cheating on their husbands. I'm not even going to question or look at that because burying my head in the sand is definitely better than facing my anxiety or fears. So you can see how these two solutions could kill you in your relationships and when you're in your situations with women. And guys tend to do one extreme or the other. In fact, women do this too. This is just a normal human response to anxiety. All right. It's either pretend the danger doesn't exist or look for the danger at every corner and interpret everything in light of the idea that it's supporting that danger. It's either complete cognitive disassociation, right? Or it's a complete confirmation bias of the anxiety. Either way, confirmation bias isn't right, isn't going to help you. And complete disassociation from what's reality isn't going to help you either. So what do? What you do is you find a place and find a perspective that is more neutral. You look at things and fight for outcome independence. With this girl that you're dating, or this girl that you're married to, or this girl that you've been with for years, or even whatever, okay, that without her, you're going to be good. With her, you're also going to be good. You're there because you want to be, not because you need to be, right? You feel confident and strong within yourself so that those fears and anxieties are not there because you are confident in your abilities. If you're not there, that's where you need to work towards. Not consuming content that's just going to stimulate your insecurities and anxieties. You need to work towards having a stronger mental framework so you don't have fears and anxieties that are irrational. You need to work towards having a stronger sense of self and getting more results in other areas of your life and changing behaviors and thought patterns so that you have a strong alpha state. And that way, when you look and observe behavior, you can be outcome independent. You can be not needy about how you approach your relationships with women and not overly cautious or scared and not fearful or anxious. You can not latch onto just information that's going to confirm your anxieties or fears. You can not ignore red flags and problems as well because you have to disassociate. Because if you don't disassociate, then all these fears are going to take over you. Instead, you can be in a neutral mindset, not overly positive where it's not out of the realm of reality, not overly negative where it's out of the realm of reality, but neutral, where you see things objectively, how they are. And you can only do that if you purge yourself of these fears and anxieties. Now, I'm not going to be able to give you a one video answer to purging fears and anxieties. I'm giving you a lot of answers, but it's going to take some work. The actual work isn't about understanding how women are. The actual work is in understanding and transforming yourself. Understanding women is an academic exercise. Your behaviors, thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and transforming yourself to being a better man and a more alpha man. That's where the real work comes in. That's not an academic exercise. That's an exercise of behavioral modification, mindset modification, and going out into the world and actioning things, and then falling on your face sometimes, learning from it, picking yourself back up, and getting better. That is how you get what you want. That is how you purge those anxieties and fears. It's going to be a process of work and working on you. Now, a quick tip that is actionable is if you're in that moment where you're in an anxious state, in a fearful state, just take a break. Take a tactical pause. Okay? If you're thinking, I'm going to go through my chick's DMs because I know something's wrong, and you're in an anxious state, take a break. All right? Give yourself a day to think about that. What's a day? What's a few hours? Let that anxiety and that stuff calm down a bit. And then if you still are looking at it more neutrally and you say to yourself, I do think there is a problem here, then you can sit her down and say, we have a problem. I need you to open your phone up because I think that there's something wrong. And you're either going to make an ass out of yourself or you're going to confirm some things. But you're not going to go searching for problems and making problems out of nothing, right? Because you're doing it from anxiety. That's not what you're going to do when you're in a neutral state. So that's an actionable tip is just simply take a tactical pause, we call it. Take a pause, take a moment, and let that anxious feeling that you got inside of yourself, just let it come down a bit, all right? You're in the dating market and you've got some things she shows up a little bit late and your anxiety goes up. Tell yourself, I'm going to relax, enjoy the date, and I'll observe and think about these things later when I'm in a better state. And just compartmentalize. Compartmentalizing is a skill too. Just take it, put it over here, and you're going to deal with that later. She showed up 10 minutes late. All right, what are you going to do? Get up and leave? She said that she's sorry. She shot you a quick text, said I'm running late. That stimulated anxiety and fear for you or whatever. Are you going to leave the date and next her, right? Like the guys on the internet are going to tell you, because guys on the internet, right? They're the ones to listen to, not experts, not people who coach and can give therapy or counseling or coaching to hundreds of dudes a month. Don't listen to those guys. Listen to a random guy in an internet forum or Reddit post, who tells you to next the girl because she showed up late when she may have had legitimate reasons that might not be how she is. Or maybe that is how she is, but she's subject to changing those things. Who knows, right? But anyway, I digress. Okay, take a tactical pause. That's one way. And let that anxiety calm down a bit before you action anything. You can't take a pause because you're in the moment, like you can't separate yourself, then you learn to compartmentalize. You take that thing, you wrap it up, and you go, I'm going to handle this later. I'm not going to ignore it. I'm not going to bury it. I'm just going to look at it later when I'm not in this situation, or I can be more objective, and I'm going to let the date, she showed up 12 minutes late, I'm going to let the date happen and see how she is for the rest of the date. I'll put this over here in the pile of things that I'm going to, after our action review later, I'm going to review what happened later and see, is she cool or is she not cool? Maybe you have an awesome date with her and you're like, okay, we'll see if she shows up that way next time. Maybe she doesn't, and it's no problem. Maybe she does, and you say to her, hey, look, are you a person who's late all the time, or is this kind of something you do? And you call her out a little bit and you try to work through it. Maybe she fixes it for you because she's got burning desire, right? All kinds of options here. People aren't perfect, okay? But you can't respond in a way that's helpful if you're doing it from fear or anxiety. Ignoring a problem, disassociation isn't helpful, but neither is confirming your bias towards your anxiety. Either way will destroy your relationships and your ability to date and have a good time doing so and have high value, high S&V women in your life. So there's a couple of tactics there. Use them. But you might need a lot more work than that. You probably do. It's a big part of what I do with men. So book a consult, right? Pay attention to the Alpha Mindset course that's dropping, the Frame course that's dropping after that. The Alpha Mindset course is going to specifically handle this problem, but you may need more help, but it's going to help you in every aspect of your life if you can learn how to handle these things and become more outcome independent, more alpha, more objective, and you'll be a lot happier. Thanks again.